Hello everyone. This time we're going to talk about what is rolled omelets, flat omelets, soffled or puffy omelets, quiche, soffles, and also the principle of egg cookery. So we will start about the what is rolled omelets. So rolled omelets is probably the style of omelette that comes to mind first. The eggs are blended and then cooked over moderate heat until set, then rolled into an oven. They often include the filling. So these rolled omelette are most commonly made to order in individual portions. In fact, many breakfast and brunch buffet have cooks stationed on the line to prepare omelettes. So these rolled omelettes have a technique. So first technique is you are going to blend the eggs until the whites and yolk form a homogeneous mixture as for scrambled eggs. So you need to pour or ladle an appropriate amount of the egg mixture into a properly heated and oiled omelette pans. Omelette are cooked over moderate heat, just high enough to assure that the eggs begin to set almost immediately, but not so low that the eggs stick to the pan. So you can keep the pan and the egg is constant motion and the omelette cooks. Then use one hand to swirl the pan over the heat source and the other to stir and scrape the eggs from the pan bottom sides. So the table fork is often used with the bowl of the fork against the bottom of the omelette pan. So use wooden or plastic utensils with non-stick pan. Then however, we have second techniques. Cook the eggs until soft cards begin to form and then spread the eggs in an even layer. So you can continue to cook without stirring for a few seconds so that a smooth skin can form. Then you may add a filling at this point. Then the filling should be properly cooked and at the correct temperature to avoid cooling the omelette. Then the cheese will melt sufficiently from the egg's heat. Then the filling may be placed on the omelette before it is rolled, and or the omelette may be slit and filled after it being rolled. So we have the third techniques of rolled omelettes. Roll the omelette out of the pan, so completely encasing any filling directly onto a heated plate. Then, the determining doneness of this rolled omelette is the rolled omelette should be a golden yellow with a creamy, then moist interior, and also filling, if any, should very hot. So we proceed to flat omelettes. Flat omelettes may be made either as individual portion or in a larger quantities. They are started over direct heat, just long enough to set the eggs on the bottom and sides of the pan. Then you can going to bake. The flat omelettes can be cut or sliced into portions, which means they can be prepared in large batches you would for a buffet, a banquet service. So in this flat omelettes, we have a technique. The technique first is you are going to heat the pan over direct heat and add oil or other cooking at fat. Then you preheat the oven. Then the second one is add appropriate garnish ingredient and then the eggs to the pan. You may add garnish ingredients like onions, peppers, potatoes, or ham to the pan first in order to properly cook and them. Excuse me. Then, you may add the egg mixture and cook over gentle heat without stirring until the edges of the omelette are set. Then the third technique of this flat omelettes is you are going to place the pan or skillet in a hot oven and cook until the eggs are fully set. So, the cooking time varies depending on the size and depth of the skillet and on the recipe's yield. Then the omelette will appear slightly puffy. Excuse me. Additional garnish ingredients such as grated cheese may be used to top the omelette. These are added a few minutes before it's done. A skewer inserted near the omelette center should come away clean. Then desired, the omelette may be lightly browned under a broiler, a salamander. So, this omelette may be lightly browned under a broiler, salamander. Then the determining doneness of this omelette, uh, kailangan yung eggs is fully cooked but evenly moist and tender throughout. So the garnish ingredients is very hot and also well seasoned. So that's the determining doneness of flat omelets. So next is soft or puffy omelets. So soft or puffy omelets is like a soft. These omelets have a light, fluffy texture that is achieved by incorporating the eggs. When whipping the whites to soft peaks, the yolks and whites are folded together and omelette is baked until puff. So excuse me guys. So this technique, the techniques of this is first thoroughly heat a battered or skit or hattel pan over moderate heat, and also you may preheat the oven. Add the egg mixture and cook it on the stove top until the edges on the bottom are set. Then the second one is you may place the skillet or pan in a hot oven to complete the cooking. So, cooking time varies according to the size and depth also of the skillet and the recipe's yield. Then you when properly cooked, the skewer inserted into its center comes away clean. Then you may serve at once. So the determining doneness of excuse me guys of so-called or puffy omelets is uh, kailangan flavorful and also well seasoned, then also very hot and puffy, then also a light, evenly moist and tender texture. So next we have the our quiche. A quiche is a savory custard baked in a crust. A variety of ingredients can be added to the custard filling, such as cheese, bacon, seafood, spinach, or herbs. So in this case, we have a technique. So first technique, you may going to preheat the oven. Then the second one is blend the eggs with milk or cream to make a smooth mixture. Then the usual ratio for a quiche is 6 to 8 eggs for each quart or liquid. So take note guys, 6 to 8 for each quart of liquid. Then next is add appropriate seasonings and garnish ingredients to the eggs mixture. So the third technique of this is you may going to fill the crust, which is you may add the garnish ingredients to the prepared crust in an even layer, then pour the egg mixture over the garnished ingredients. Next, set the filled pans on baking sheets to make it easier to then and it out of the oven without spilling. So the fourth techniques is you're going to bake the quiche in a moderate oven until the custard is set. So insert a knife tip or skewer near the quiche center and it should come away clean. So kailangan malinis siya. So and the last technique is you may let the quiche rest for a few moments before cutting and serving it. If the quiche is cut to soon after coming from the oven, the slices will not hold their shape. So, the quiche can be served hot or warm. So, kailangan pag sinerve mo siya is hot or warm. And also be prepared in advance, cooled and refrigerated, and then briefly reheated in a microwave or conventional oven prior to service. So, the determining doneness of this quiche is the kailangan custard set but still soft, no deep cracks in the surface of the quiche, and also crust golden and flaky, fully baked, and properly seasoned. So, next is the soffles. Soffles require careful technique and timing. A typical individual soffle takes about 18 minutes to bake. Oh, okay, 18 minutes to bake. Excuse me, guys. 18 minutes 18 minutes to bake, a time frame that is longer than most other egg dishes. They cannot be prepared in advance and held. You are more likely to find soffles or luncheon or dinner menus that and breakfast. So in this soffles, we have technique 2. And this technique, the first technique is you may going to preheat the oven and prepare the Sophos molds. Then, the Sophos bake in hot ovens 425 degrees Fahrenheit to 218 degrees. So, next is the position the rack in the upper third of the oven. Then, you're going to brush the inside of Sofo molds with softened butter. Then, dust with parmesan. Then, the second technique is you are going to prepare the Sofo base. Having the base at room temperature, work it with a wooden spoon until softened. Then you are going to add the flavoring, which should also be at room temperature, and blend evenly. We use the grated Gruyere in the benchmark recipe, but there are many other options. We have chips, spinach, pesto, minced ham, or chicken, and that's for example. And the next techniques is whip the egg whites to a speck, soft peck rather. Do not overheat the whites. So remember guys, do not overheat the whites. Then soft peaks will produce the proper rice texture and structure in the finished souffle. Then the next technique is fold the eggs white into the base. So fill individual molds to within 1/4 inch of the mold's top. Then wipe the rims and outside of the molds clean. Then the next is uh, place the soffles immediately in a hot oven and bake until done. For even cooking and good rice, place the molds on a sheet pan with a little water, and do not disturb the soffles as they bake. The even temperature will drop if you open the oven door. Banging the oven door might cause soffles to fall. Then also check if individual savory and dessert soffles make with a channel or pastry cream base after 16 to 18 minutes. So, tandaan nyo yun guys, 16 to 18 minutes. Then, the last techniques is to serve so-fold immediately. So, you need to place the so-fold on a dish with an underliner so it does not slide. The server should be standing by with a tray underlining plates and the sauce ready to serve the soffles as soon as they come from the oven. So, ang determining doneness of this as kailangan the soffle rises well above the rim or the mold, then the top is level. Soffle is very hot, moist, and very light in texture. So, tapos na po tayo dyan. So, we're going to proceed to the principle of egg cookery. First, the eggs can be prepared with any almost cooking method. In this, eggs can be prepared with any almost cooking method. We have dry heat methods, and also in dry heat methods we have bake. And ayun na po siya, na-explain ko na po kanina. We have this quiche, seared, soffles, and the second one is sauteed. Okay, next, yung pan frying. In pan frying, we have sunny side up and also basted. And second one, we're going to moist heat methods. We have two here, poached or simmered. Ang poached po yung out of shell siya, and the simmered is yung in shell. Then second one is avoid high temperatures and long cooking times. Do not overcook. Overcooking an egg makes them tough, causes discoloration, and affects flavor. So next is proteins coagulate. Eggs are high in protein, whole eggs, white yolks, or eggs in mixture, then quite at different temperature. Then number 4 is avoid sulfide. When hard-boiled eggs are overcooked, the sulfur in the whites react with the iron in the yolks to form iron sulfide. This is what gives an overcooked or hard-boiled eggs its characteristics green ring and odor. An overcooked scrambled eggs can also turn green and develop that odor of rotten eggs. And last is, understand the formation of egg whites foams. So, kailangan po yan. Whipped egg whites are used to aerate and give a lift to soffles and cakes. To make an egg white foam, we have dapat any traces of fat or yolk will inhibit the whipping of white to a foam. Then, mild acid like lemon juice or cream of tartar give egg white foams volume and stability. Then egg whites form better at room temperature. Then do not overheat. Beaten egg whites should look moist and shiny over beaten eggs look dry and curdled and loose during lifting ability. Then last is sugar make foams more stable. And that's all. Thank you.